So welcome back, people. Today I'm doing image processing. I went ahead and did some more examples on the examples page. Let me show you a few of them and then we'll move on just to go through different bits. Yeah, I've moved all the CSS files for these bits into a folder of its own kind so I don't get mixed up. And I've created a sounds file because inside here I did a tag called the audio tag, so I did a quick sound recording and included in there. I didn't want that messing up the outside of my website folders and bits and bobs. So at the moment we've got I was showing you examples, wasn't I? As you can see, that's where we were I did pre yesterday. I finished on the pre. I've done the address, I've done map, image and area. Funky little thing, this. I've made these, well, I got it from W3 Schools. You can get an image of you're choosing, and then if you give it the right chords of the image, as you click it, you can see it changes from a pointer, from an arrow, to a hand pointer. In other words, that's clickable area, and you can click that and then go to a different part of the website or to a new website. So it's pretty cool to know that. Worth looking into. Article aside, audio. I don't know if you can hear my voice when I press play, but let's try it anyway. This is the audio tag. Pretty cool, actually. It said this is the audio tag. Pretty cool, actually, if you didn't hear it already. But yeah, look into that one. Bold text, quotes, A's, BR, break line, table caption, TR, TH, TD tags. Yes, you'll notice that I've got and deleted the other section of the title tag. Like I said, this is the HTML tag H, and I said this is the heading tag, this is a paragraph tag. I was just sort of repeating myself, wasn't I? So I got rid of that and deleted it, and I just cracked on and did some bits, add some more bits. I mean, I will add some more. There was quite a few that were either going to get depicted or weren't supported by HTML5, or I just can't see his use for them, so I just left them out. I put the ones on that I might use, and that is an obscure one. Like if I look at the BDO tag, it flips the text round. This text will go from left to right, I think it is. Well, that is going left to right and right to left, but backwards. Okay, so yeah, there's lots of things there you can have a look at and change. And let's talk about image processing. You might have noticed image background as a test. Let me show you. I just created a simple quick index from the template. I've shown you how to do it already. I've manipulated a photograph or done image processing on a picture and called it C views, and then created a CSS file to put the text in. If I open that text up inside Notepad, you'll see what it does. Basically, it's background image to the body. So all the body, the entire screen of the website itself will have this as a background image, and it will cover it. Yeah. So it says background image URL, where to find it, and I've put it inside C views, and it works. Okay. In fact, I don't need that bit there. I don't think anyway. So save that. I think it should still work. C views JPEG. No repeat. Attachment fixed, so you can't scroll it, but the content will scroll over it. Yeah, and I want it to cover the entire screen. Happy days. And that text I got from W3 Schools. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's take a look at this index. It should now work. There it is, and you can see that it's not the bestest, clearest, detailed picture, but if you step back, it's not too bad. It gets the job done in symbolizing a C view, and that's exactly what the intention is. I might even, yeah, it depends on what you're trying to design and what you're trying to convey for that website. So at the moment, let me show you how I built this. You go to background image HTML. That's the one. Go to W3 Schools, go background images on W3 Schools, and there's lots of funky little things here, really good to have a go at. Some of them are pretty groovy to have a little play around. Like there, you can title your image, and you're repeating your image basically. So it's pretty cool. You can even stretch the image. So if you didn't want it all perfect, you can have it stretched. If you want some, let's say you got this artwork and it looks good stretched, then stretch it. I don't know, I've never used that myself, but you can do it. And then you've got the last one, which should be to cover the image. It should be there somewhere. Learn CSS. Where's the cover bit? No, there's the cover bit. The one I got. Yeah, fix no repeat cover, and that will give you the whole screen. There's the background cover, exactly where I got the code from. Yeah, I use my images. But let's move on. I mean, it's still good. I mean, I'm thinking about doing a travel website now based on the images that I've got selected, which I'm going to show you now. So for the future reference, I might design a travel website, all fictional, and I'm going to use that as my backdrop. So I might change things, I might change the title of everything, but either way, I think I'm happy with that. I've got an idea of putting text here, some boxes, some links, widgets and all kinds of stuff. And this is how it's done. You've already got your website almost done with a background image. It really is. So either way, let's get rid of this and get rid of this. What are we going to use to change an image from being a high res to a low res to allow it to download quicker? We're going to use GIMP, right? Do you know what GIMP is? Let me show you quickly. I'm going to type it in here. Oh, it's already there. Look, GIMP. Come find www.gimp.org. Click on it. Click the download button. Follow the on instructions. Simple, easy, and it's a pretty sophisticated piece of kit. Okay, it's free and open source image editor, but inside you're able to do a whole lot more. So click the download button and experience it. Spend a fair few hours getting used to it, because there is differences between this and most image processing, photo manipulation, etc., other programs and other software. There is differences. So I've added it to my taskbar. So if I click this, it should open. It is, and I've got the latest version. You can see that, which is good. Now, yeah, you can do logos, you can do GIFs, animation. You can paint a masterpiece and do like digital art. You can even link, if you've got like a tablet device that you can do drawings on, specifically for drawing, not like any old tablet, but these tablets for drawing imagery with. If you link it to your laptop, you can actually do it through GIMP. You know what I mean? It does work. I've tried it. But we're doing photo processing because we need to reduce the size of the image by pixel and by the size of data that it is holding, okay, what it's showing. So we were going to go File, Open your picture. So let's go into Desktop, open up my websites, open up the Images folder. I'll just choose what's Photo 28. Okay, we'll do this one, this cityscape. Okay. No, it won't. It's not that. It's not that big, is it? What's C10? 1.8 megabits. Yeah, we'll use this. It's way too big for the internet. I want that to be something like 50. You're sort of aiming for 50 kilobytes, right? Or I would say maximum 250 kilobytes. So between 50 and 250 kilobytes is where your image needs to be for the web, and you can still keep a lot of detail even at that range. A lot of detail is kept, not high res, but it's going to keep the detail. So let's open this up. It'll ask you GIMP to convert it because they've got a different color profile. Say yes to that, converted, and there it is, people. You literally, unless you want to change the brightness, darkness, more color, you can play around and get this image exactly where you want it. But do you know what? I don't need to do any of that with this image. I'm going to keep it the way it is. I've opened the image. Now I need to scale it because I know for a fact it's too big. So if you click on the image option at the top and go to scale image, you've got print size and scale image. Go to scale image and you can see that it's 1377. I don't think that's, I don't want that. I want the width, because if I was doing it on whatever, let's put that at say 600. So we're doing 600 pixels width for the width, and then for the length being the biggest part, what should we put that as? Well, GIMP, if you've got this little what they call a link operator or link selected, as you click in the height to change it, it will change the proportion for you automatically. That's great. The last image I did was 300. Let's talk about resolution. For the web, you want to be 72 pixels per inch, 72 pixels on the X and the Y. The last image was 300, so I'm at 72 for each. I'm happy. If I was to type in there, I can type 300, yeah? And if I click down here to do it, it will change it to 300. But we don't want that. It needs to be 72. So I'll put that back to 72, and there's 72. So it will change to 600 and 894 pixels for the width and height, and change it to 72 pixels per inch for the resolution. Let's press scale, and it's done it. That's that done. Now we need to reduce. It seems like a lot to do that, but once you get used to doing it, it's click, 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 done. Do you know what I mean? So now we need to save as. Now, or save the image. You expect me to change the quality here, but for some unknown reason I can't. There's only one way I know how to do it. If you then go to File and go Export As, this dialog pops up. Give it a name. C10 doesn't do anything, so I'm going to say C, and I'm going to go waves. Yeah, because you can see waves or see bubbles. So we'll save it as that, see waves, right? JPEG. And if we then, as you press export, and we want where you want to export it, choose where it's going to go to. So I'm going to save it in the same folder as a reduced thing. I know what it is. I've given it a name, C waves. So if I say export, another box will pop up, and this allows you to do other options, but the only one we want to be interested in is this one at the top that says quality. So if you drag this slider down, right down, and I did it before several times just to make sure I know, they're all thereabouts, a couple of tries before I did a video, and for 30 just seems like the sweet spot for me, and that will reduce it down but keep plenty of detail. So let's try the 30. You can choose the scaling of your image, scale image, and you can choose your own scaling if you want to, but it depends on what you're designing it for, doesn't it? Don't go on my measurements if your image is a landscape, you know what I mean? So using common sense, this is so I'm going to keep the quality of this exported image to be 30, and I'm going to press export. GIMP then will tell you at the bottom here, at the bottom, where it's being exported to, and when it's finished, that message will, that's it, it's gone, it's done that job. So let's open my websites folder, open up the images folder. There it is. And what have we got? 37 kilobytes. We've gone from the C1, C10. We've gone from 1.75 megabits to 37 kilobytes. Now, did you want to see the quality of each open? I just want them two. Thank you. This is C waves, so we want the C10. This is C10, the original. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's see if it loses any of the detail. No, it's not too bad. It's not the bestest of images. You can see that as you zoom in a little bit more, it gets really pixelated. Okay, let's go have a look at my picture, which is 37 kilobytes. It's still got some detail though, hasn't it? Let's go to about there, so you can just see the wave on the screen. So I'm seeing the wave down this side. It's got some detail. Let's try mine, the one I've just reduced it to. This is you can see there, C waves. Let's zoom in on this one. Ooh, ooh, you can see, can you see the pixelation? Hopefully you can see it on screen. You can see the pixelation a little bit. It's reduced it down, but I wanted it to reduce down. But as you zoom out, it still looks like a pretty good picture. It doesn't change. If you zoom in, yes, you can see the pixelation, but has it changed much? If I press shift and this, has it changed much? This is the one we're looking at. I think that's the original. That's the original. You could tell that by the clouds. There's the original and there's mine. There isn't much difference. There isn't, but one is 37 kilobytes. One is nearly 2 megabit. There's a difference. One of those pictures will download in an instant. The other one will take a little bit longer to download. And if you're on a very slow internet connection, it might take ages. So that's the reason why we do image processing. So hopefully you've learned something about image processing and you've enjoyed the watch. Okay, I've finished this image now. Just go to File and close all. This will open up. Just say discard, changes, done. Start your next image. Simple. So yeah, I didn't actually show you in the last episode how to create a style sheet. Let me create you one now for you. Open up Notepad, widen it out. You haven't got to type anything, no code needed. Just go File, Save As. Let's open up my websites. Go into CSS folder. We're going to go name it something. Test.css. We name it Test CSS. Save. It's now saved as a CSS file. If we then go to and close all that stuff down, open up the folder again, go to the CSS folder, there's style 2 CSS, the one we're using now, and then the new folder, test CSS. You can see it there are CSS files by the type. Yeah. If you go back to this, if you click on this, the type is a Chrome HTML document, and these ones are folders. Easy to do, people, easy to do. So in the next part, I was thinking about moving from image processing and the purpose of it and thingy. We've done some tags, we've done some templating, and I've been anchoring to do that website and start the website, but we need to know about sections. So the next part, it might not be tomorrow, might be the next day or the day after, because I've got some things to do, but we're going to look at sections of HTML and sections of HTML5, because you've got header tag, they've got a footer tag, a content tag, a side tag. They've got all these different tags that you can use as a standard for HTML5, and we are going to, well, I want to break that down into it. But to understand those tags, you need to understand grids. So it's do I do grids first, or do I do the form and add those bits? So I might do headers, the sections of the website and break it down into its parts so you can understand it. So that's the next part, and I hope to see you there. So thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.